guys. Glad you stopped by. So this week we're going to do something completely out of the norm. And it's something, even though I own one, I have very limited experience on, and that's an Instapot. I actually have a Ninja 11-in-1 that I got for Christmas, and I haven't really used it a whole lot. I've done some air frying things in it, but I can only recall one other time I actually used it as a pressure cooker or an Instapot. So I thought, why not? Last week we did a slow cooker recipe, you know, and so that takes all day, really slow. This is like the opposite end of that. This recipe literally only takes 15 minutes to make. Maybe 20 if you count your prep time, because you have to cut up your chicken. But it's 4 minutes to cook, 10 minutes to let it sit there under pressure, and then you're pretty much ready to serve. So I think that's pretty awesome, right? Couple of house cleaning notes real quick. If you want, go ahead and skip to whatever minute, it'll be right here. If you want to skip the rest of this, but I think you should stick around because some of this is important. Yeah, I was thinking about my mom, and one of my friends on Instagram had actually posted something that was very near and dear to me, to an extent, not a positive thing, but it has to do with cancer. And cancer is a horrible thing. You know, my mom has died from it. I've lost so many friends and family to cancer, various cancers. And that's something that not necessarily can be prevented, but if you think something is weird or out of the ordinary, please go talk to your doctor. I mean, I know, I'm glad I did. When I had my colonoscopy at the age of 50, which that should be a standard. I know everybody's like, oh, colonoscopy, that's so weird, but it's necessary. They actually found polyps that could have turned cancerous in me. When I had my chest screening done a few months back in December, they found they were non-growing cancerous polyps. And so that's something I have to have done regularly now to ensure nothing is growing inside of me that can cause me to not be able to see you anymore. And I want you to be able to come so I can see you guys. So please, if you feel something's not right, you know your body, go talk to your doctor about it. I think that's important. I want to see you stay around as long as, at least as long as me, if not longer, hands down. And yeah, I think that was my PSA at any rate, and I truly do mean that, the importance of that. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope you get something out of this video and some of my other videos. If you're returning or one of our new subscribers, which we're headed towards that 5,000 mark, we're at 3,700 now, which is amazing in and of itself. I really think we can hit 5,000 by the end of the year. But welcome back and thank you on both accounts. Comments are always welcome. All I ask is you be nice. Think before you type. It's okay to disagree, just don't be mean about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. That's also important. Gets us out in the algorithm. All right, so that being said, why don't we head on down to the Instapot here, or the Ninja 11-1, and get started on this meal. All right, hold on for me just 1 second. Okay, we're down here at the counter. Oh, the other thing real quick, and this is just a personal note, but this flannel has not fit me in years. I know I still look fat, but it fits. That makes me very happy. I never thought this flannel would see my body again and be able to close up. That is great. But anyhow, moving on. Instapot, right here. This is a super simple, easy recipe. We're literally just gonna dump everything in here, turn it on, we're not even gonna stir it. So, first thing we're gonna add to this is 1.5 cups of chicken broth. Now I'm using my own stock. If you don't have your own stock, that's fine. Use whatever you like, or you know, whatever your favorite stock is. But we're gonna put 1.5 cups in there, ish, like such. And then to this, I've got which that 1.5 cups of chicken broth is 360 milliliters. And then I've got 1.25 pounds, 572 grams of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And I'm going to add half of this in here right now. We're going to layer this in. So I'm going to get half of this in here. and we're just going to layer it around all around the edges. And I don't know if you can hear them or not, but I apologize for the dogs. I am surrounded by dogs, barking dogs, and that's okay, but you're going to hear them on occasion. So half the chicken, and then I have got 1 cup 194 grams of long grain rice. Use your favorite long grain rice. I'm using Basmati long grain white rice. And I'm going to put this in here and I'm going to spread it around so it's all over the place. So when you put it in, you're not going to be able to spread it with your hand really, because it's a bunch of broth in there. So we'll get that in there. And then we are going to add in the other half of our chicken on top of that. Kind of cover that rice up. But I'm assuming, so my experience with the Instapot is so limited. Like I said, I think I've made one other dish with this bad boy in my 9 months of owning this. So, sorry, I wash my hands. Chicken always feels good to me. So I have to really pay attention and follow the recipe and all that good stuff. So we've got our chicken, our rice, and our chicken broth in there. So the next thing we're going to add is I've got some seasonings. I've got 1 tablespoon, 15 grams of, 10 grams of minced onion, dried minced onion, which is right there, if you can see it, which I don't think you can, with 1 teaspoon, 4 grams of, I'm using garlic granules, you can use garlic powder, and then I have 1 teaspoon, 4 grams of Cajun seasoning. Use your favorite Cajun seasoning. In this case, I'm using Slap Your Mama's Cajun seasoning. But we have tried several different Cajun seasonings, and I'm here to tell you, you can't go wrong with any of them. But we're just going to spread that on top evenly, just like such. And then I've got, 1 cup of frozen corn at 125 grams. And we're going to go ahead and put that in. Just like that. And like I said, we're going to spread this around. We're going to spread it all around. And then we are going to add some tomato sauce. The original recipe called for 2 8-ounce cans. I don't have 2 8-ounce cans, but I do have 1 16-ounce jar. So it would be 2 8-ounce cans, or I think it's 15.5 ounces the way the tomato sauce comes in the cans at the store. So we got that poured in there. And then I'm going to deviate a little. I just got done canning up more rotel or green peppers and tomatoes. So I'm just going to add, I had a little left over, so I'm just going to add this to it so it doesn't go to waste. If I get a chance, I'll get out and snap some pictures of all the stuff I made with the tomatoes this year. It's been outrageously crazy. I have got tomato products hopefully will last me the winter. I have yet to have that happen, but I also made more this year than I ever have. So the last thing I'm going to add to this is 1 4-ounce can of green chilies. So if you don't have a 4-ounce can, because sometimes it's hard for me to find it, I just buy the 7-ounce can. I took 4 ounces out of it and put the rest in the fridge because I'll use it later on down the road. Green chilies are something we go through a lot of, but I'm going to go ahead and get that in there. Just like this. I'm telling you, this is like the world's easiest meal. And leave me a comment down below if Instapot meals are something you'd like to see. I know somebody had mentioned Instapot desserts in a video a while back, and if you happen to catch this one, I didn't forget you. Matter of fact, I've been thinking about doing some here lately. Although I think tomorrow for dessert we're going to try we may try a water pie. I haven't decided yet. Give me 1 second there, I ate my towel. I just haven't really decided what we're going to do exactly yet, but it may be a water pie. But Instapot desserts are coming. I think that just interests me. It sounds kind of crazy cool. So next thing we got to do now is just put our lid on, just like such. We'll go ahead and turn her on. In this case, I'm going to press pressure, and we're going to set our time for 4 minutes. Make sure our vent is sealed and hit start. And now I'm just going to let this go. Once my 4 minutes is up, I'm going to let it sit sealed for 10 minutes. So when I come back, we'll talk about what to do after it's done cooking. All right, I'll see you here in a second. All right, so our pressure cooker is done. We did our 4 minutes and then we turned it off, let it run for 10 minutes with nothing going on. So now back here on the back, I don't know if I can actually, let me see if I can bring it in so you can see it. And I'm sure, like I said, not being familiar with many Instapots or pressure cookers for that matter, I don't really know, but if you look, you can see it right there. This button right here is a vent valve. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna go ahead, sorry about that, and release it. So it's like when you pressure can food, you release. This is a quick release, but you want to get all that pressure out of it so you can take the lid off. So once the pressure is off of it, we'll go ahead and remove the lid. All right, we are done venting. My little, just like on a pressure canner, the pin dropped, right? So we know we're good to go. So I'll go ahead and I'll turn the lid so it's unlocked. And just like anything else, there's steam in there, so I want to lift that away from my face, right? Oh, look at that, isn't that beautiful? So we'll go ahead and set that down, just like that. And because this is a non-stick surface and we don't want to damage it, I'm going to go ahead and use a silicone spoon, or you could use a wooden spoon, but I would not recommend metal if that's what you have. We'll go ahead and give this a quick stir, and then the next thing we're going to add to this is the last ingredient. I have a half a cup of chopped bacon, which is about 50 grams worth. I may have cheated a little and put a little more in there than necessary. But we're gonna go ahead and get this stirred in and then let this cool for just one split second. It amazes me it cooked everything that quick. And then when I come back, we'll serve it up and try some. All right, so we let her sit for a second to kind of calm down, and I was throw some here in the bowl. Now, you can put this on a plate and serve it with some green beans, some asparagus, a nice dinner salad, whatever your heart content. I'm just having this with chips, personally, in a bowl. So we just quick, easy, no fuss, no muss. Don't have to cook up a bunch of stuff. It's just me and Chris tonight, so I think that'll work. But enough of that. Oh, you could top this with some cheese, a dollop of sour cream, some jalapenos, which I'll probably do, but I really want to try it just the way it is to see if maybe it needs something, or I feel it needs something, or it's perfect or whatever, but we will see. All the same. Whew. It's still blazing hot, but that's all right. It's good. I don't think there's anything I'd add to it. This is a nice, simple, basic dish. That chicken is so tender, it's unreal. It does have a good tomato flavor, but you can also taste that Cajun seasoning. If I were to maybe do anything different, it would be to add maybe a little more Cajun seasoning. I would almost go with 2 teaspoons instead of 1, and that would really be it. But because I think it may change as it sits and cools down a little, but I'm thinking just a little more Cajun seasoning, and this thing will knock it out of the ballpark, in my opinion. Give it a try. You may think that is just the right amount of seasoning. But we'll see. If you do give this a try, let me know. Throw something in the comments down below, or find me on Facebook. We've got a group, Mr. Smith's Kitchen, or you just find me on Facebook. It's Brian Smith. It's no hidden secret by any means. And leave me a comment there. Just like I said, comment down below. However you want to do it works for me. And or if you have a Instapot recipe you would like me to show the neighborhood here, that would be great. I can do that for you. Either way it goes. So like I said, tomorrow for dessert, not really sure yet. I'm really leaning towards a water pie, or as I was told by Chris, it was called, when she was a kid, she always knew it as a poor man's pie, but its main ingredient is water, which is crazy in my mind. One of our friends here in this neighborhood, Donna, had mentioned it, asked me if I'd ever tried one or thought about trying one. I thought, you know, I was looking at another pie recipe called sawdust pie, oddly enough, it's like two extremes, that all of a sudden it started popping up on my Google feed and on YouTube, and I was considering giving that a try. Or I may try a sawdust pie, or, you know, I've got a cake called a mulberry cake I want to try. It's like the predecessor to a red velvet cake, mahogany cake, yeah. I have a few different things I want to try, but anyhow, give this a try and let me know if you do. But until tomorrow for dessert, I love you. I love you very much, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Tell somebody else you love them and that you love them very much. They may need to hear it. You know, it's going to make them smile either way it goes. It's going to make you smile and feel good on the inside to tell them. And if you make them some of this Backwoods casserole, they are going to know it. It's going to lead to a good evening of conversation. And there is enough there, you could easily invite the neighbors over, somebody you haven't talked to in a while, maybe a couple friends, person walking down the street. You know, the possibilities are endless, right? So, until tomorrow for dessert, I love you, and I'll see you then. All right? See you later. Bye-bye.